Hey everybody, Michael Gregory, Click Call Sale. Hope you're having an awesome day today. What I'd like to talk about is a concept or topic that's really not discussed that often, and that is the concept or topic of organizational capacity. That is how much work your organization, your business can do in a given or preset period of time. It could be a day, week, month, quarter, year, 1 year, 10 years, whatever. It's how much work can be done. So if you want to reimagine or actually think about how big your business can get, stay tuned for these next few minutes because I'm hopefully going to change your perspective about the size and opportunity that you have in your business. Let's go. All right, organizational capacity. It's the concept or the idea of how large your business can get. There's really two things to consider when you think about organizational capacity. The first is value, and the second is the number of people that you can give that maximum amount of value to. So there's two schools of thinking for this. I can give a tremendous amount of value to a lot of people. These are the largest companies in the world. Think Apple, right? So the iPhone. We really can't live these days without a mobile device in our hand. The power of our phones and what we use them for is a tremendous value add to us as humans. And it can be done to a seemingly limitless amount of people. So it's a tremendous amount of value to a tremendous amount of people, which is why you have these big tech companies, right? So Google, oil companies, energy, these are the biggest companies in the world. A tremendous amount of value to a tremendous amount of people. Then the flip side is you can give a tremendous amount of value to a very small select amount of person, or maybe one person at a time, like a brain surgeon. Brain surgeons make a tremendous amount of money because it's all the value in the world, your life, to a very, very small amount of people. You can also have a tiny bit of value to a lot of people. And this is kind of the world that home service businesses fall in. Now, of course, there's emergency services, plumbers, or whatever it could be, but for the most part, it's maintenance or general services. So it's a little bit of value to a seemingly endless amount of people based on our service area. So when you think about our organizational capacity, I really want to focus on what is our pool? How many people can we serve? And then how much value can we give to those clients? You'll see if you study home service businesses across the country, people really find the riches in the niches, right? Is how many people can we serve and how excellent can we be in this little tiny piece of the home services space? But then you'll find these unicorn companies that master a particular vertical and then they'll start to expand or bolt on other services. I'm seeing franchises be born and grow based on being really good at one thing and start to expand into different portfolio of services. And this is the concept of organizational capacity, adding more value to more people. So let's talk about the most common ways that you can increase your organizational value in your business. First, probably the most common way to do that is to open a second location. We at Click Call Sell manage over 200 active clients, and a lot of the people that have been with us for multiple years have actually expanded into different areas. So they crush it in their one market and they say, we've got a really good system. Our operations manual, our processes and procedures are really dialed in. We're going to do some research and see where else can we open our business to see where the biggest opportunity for massive expansion or massive growth would be. So what they'll do is they'll take their business, put it in a box, and then move it to a different location. Instantly, that increases the organizational capacity because now they've got X amount of customers in their primary location where they are, but they've opened up a whole new opportunity for customers, same services, but a whole new opportunity for customers in a completely different service area. There's hundreds of markets across the country, look at any franchise organization, that you can open up your business offering the same exact services. So in theory, you could 100 or 200x your sales just by expanding into multiple markets across the country, increasing your organizational capacity. Another very common way people increase their organizational capacity is by adding services, complementary services. I have a video on our YouTube channel about maximizing your service portfolio or increasing lifetime value using your service portfolio. And it's also a very common tactic. And I use the examples of landscaping or hardscaping as a really good model to show how you can create a value ladder and actually stack value for home service businesses by having high price, low frequency services such as hardscapes, backyard renovations, and then low price, high frequency services such as mowing and general yard maintenance. So what you'll typically see in a lot of the successful lawn maintenance or lawn care hardscape companies or softscape companies is that they start out with something very high frequency, low price. They're going to be mowing and hedging and doing spring cleanups. They're going to create a very, very large, loyal database. And now you've got all these people that can say, I trust this company to do this thing. They start to offer other complementary services. And if you are the owner of a home service business, you could probably imagine that there's at least 5, 10, 15 customers that you could say, hey, Mr. Miss Customer, I'm offering this fill in the blank, completely random service, and they'll trust you basically no matter what it is you're selling because they've done business with you long enough and they trust that you're going to do a good job. So the point is, when you want to increase organizational capacity, another really good way is to increase the service offering you give. Again, it may not increase the number of customers that you service, but it will certainly increase the overall value, that lifetime value that you are giving to your customers. So those two primary ways are expanding or increasing your organizational capacity. First, open up and increase the number of customers that you can service. So if we have our XY axis and the horizontal would be the number of customers that we can service, and then we have the vertical would be the value that we can give. With our adding number of customers, we're pretty much keeping the value the same, but we are going to increase the number of customers. Whereas if we are adding different service portfolio, the number of customers may not change, but certainly the value that we're adding is going to change. So it's your job, and as the entrepreneur, the visionary of your organization, to think, if I want to increase my organizational capacity, am I going to increase the number of customers that I can service? Am I going to increase the value that I can give to my customers? Other ways that you can do this, not very common, raising your price. Raising your prices will increase the revenue that you bring in, thus increasing your organizational capacity. So when you think about organizational capacity, it is affected very much by your individual capacity, your ability to lead your organization and direct the people that need to run their respective departments. Departmental capacity, how many leads can your sales team handle? How many phone calls can your admin team handle? What is each department's capacity and how much can they handle as respective departments? And then it relates in your organizational capacity. So if you're thinking about organizational capacity, it could be segmented completely from you as an individual, you as the CEO, and then you as your business and its departments. Because what we want to do, great topic here, is how we're going to find what the organizational or what the target organizational capacity is of our home service business. So the way we do that, it's very common in franchise organizations, is to draw a circle, draw a service area. Take your service area and just draw a line around it. And then you can find a software, go to Fiverr.com or some place that can run some demographics for you and see how many people live inside your service area, what their average income is, the home value is, and just find general demographic information. Now, I don't want to give any specific information on household income or home value because you could be watching this anywhere across the country, but you want to kind of assign what your avatar is. So let's just use generally speaking, because it's simple math, $100,000 of household income and a home value above $500,000. So we take our service area and we see that there are 100,000 people in our service area. What percentage of those 100,000 are going to have household income above 100,000 and a home value above 500,000? Generally speaking, that's going to be your target customer. That's going to be the person that you're trying to target. That's your avatar. So if we now know that we have, in our fictitious made-up world here, 20,000 people that we can service, how many of those have we serviced? So now we take that as a percentage. Being involved in franchising, I can speak with a lot of confidence that it's really like the 1-3-5-7 or 1-3-5-10 rule. So if you're about 1%, you know that you've got a lot of growth and opportunity to grow in your service area. You're about 3%, you're doing good. You're on your way, and some franchise organizations will actually, then you'll be qualified and allowed to purchase more territory because you have proven to be able to penetrate what you own, and that franchisor is kind of maximizing their value or what they perceive the value of that territory to be. 5%, you're starting to get some real traction. So 5% of that 20,000 in our fictitious number, but for you, draw your service area, how many households, what percentage of that household meet your criteria, and then what percentage of that are you currently servicing is the answer to that question. If you get 10%, you're pretty much in the unicorn category. Either you don't have any competition and you found this gold mine area, or you have a service that is very niche down and you've been in business for a long time and you're doing something exceptionally well. And I would not expect to see that in a lot of markets. So the idea of organizational capacity should be segmented, right? If you have one technician and one employee in the office, you're probably not even close to thinking about how much opportunity is there. And I certainly wouldn't recommend adding services or adding service locations until you've started to study the organizational capacity or the opportunities for capacity in your service area. That's just a really good exercise to think about when you back up a couple of steps and look at your business from the outside looking in to say, where am I today? Where do I want to be? How much opportunity do I have? And am I going to have to expand into different markets or expand into different service industries to be able to hit the goals that I have for my organization and myself as I move toward my final destination or my why? That's the concept of organizational capacity. I hope it helps to understand and clear things up a little bit, separate but included in your individual and your departmental capacity, but it can be looked at as its own entity to see what opportunities and how much growth you can have for your home service business. Hope that helps. Enjoy the rest of your day and stay tuned for more videos just like this where we cover individual and departmental capacity. Take care. Bye-bye.